Hello friends, this 300-gallon African cichlid tank behind me has a sump and a canister filter doing the work of filtration. The sump is mostly sponges, but there is some biological filtration media in there, and it's got two pumps. Sump 5.0 synchro-silent pumps doing the pumping. Before the water gets to the sponges, the heart, the middle of the sump, it has to go through a sock. A sock is something like this, a mesh material, and it has a ring at the top that determines the size of the sock. In this case, these are 7-inch socks. Now the problem with these socks is that they, well, first of all, the positive is they do a good job. They really do a good job of pre-filtering. They're sort of like a pre-filter before the water gets to your media or the key filtration media in your sump. The downside is that they have to be pulled out every week or so and either hand rinsed and cleaned, or put into a washing machine with a little bit of bleach and given a good rinse. And that has to occur like every week, and it's a little bit of a hassle. So the way they sit in the sump is there is a holder like this on the rim of the sump, and it just is hanging on the frame just like that. So the water comes tumbling in through there. And then you have to sort of work it out of this frame somehow, lifting it up and go sideways and out and up. And it's a bit of a process. So one of you was kind enough to recommend that I look into these filter cups. It's a alternative for a filter sock, and it's this here. This is the 7-inch version, and just like the filter sock, it just drops right in, and you put filter media in there. You can put crushed coral, you can put matrix, you can put pyrogen, you can put, like I'm going to do, just throw some sponge, custom make some sponge and put it in there. And then every week or so, or every few weeks, it'll probably be every several weeks, when you notice that the water level in it is getting a little high, or maybe even overflowing, like you see going on in my sump now, you simply pull the media, pull the whole thing out, or pull the media out of it, rinse it, drop it back in. Much simpler than having to do what I was doing before, and I don't have to be running the washing machine or doing anything like that, and using bleach. We usually don't use bleach, and so it'll be better in my relationship with my wife, who's always asking me, "Are you sure you double rinsed? I don't want bleach marks on our clothes." So it's going to solve that problem. So I'm going to go ahead and install this in the sump and put some custom cut. I have a lot of sponge material laying around. I'll put a little bit of medium sponge material in here, and that should pretty much do everything that the sock has been doing as a pre-filter, and doing a great job, but requiring more routine maintenance than using this will require. So let's go ahead and do that and get that underway and see if it's really going to be an upgrade what I call it, a game changer. I won't say game changer, but certainly an upgrade to how I'm currently running my sumps. You can see in there that the sock is due for a cleaning. It's already overflowing. It was actually replaced on Friday, and today is Monday, so it's just been a few days. So it's definitely doing its job. And now I've got the task of pulling it out, working around the camera. Let's see if I can do that. I've got these long pipes on here. They go down a ways to mute the sound of water hitting the surface. I may have to modify those to use this cup correctly. The points up here are not cemented. They're not cemented on, so I'll be able to just pull those off. But I'll have to turn the system off before I do that. I also have water going everywhere while I work. So I'll go ahead and do that modification, and then I'll be able to actually complete this upgrade. Okay, so I modified the plumbing, and I cut some sponges. You can see them in here. Some sponges that fill this up, and the key is to make the sponges easy to be removed when this basket starts to overflow, which means it's blocked and that the sponges have done their job. Then it's time to pull everything out. You just got to set it up so that it's easy to pull everything out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in and then fire it up. Okay, everything is in place, not without some effort, but I think I've got it. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, see how it works. There we go. Not noisy. I thought it might be noisy, but it's not noisy. They do sell some, like a little baffle or cover you can put on the whole thing to help break it up a little bit. But that's very acceptable, especially when I put the door on. You're not going to really hear anything. Totally quiet. I found some material from an old project, and I was able to cut a piece out of it that put a perfect cap on top of the sponges that were inside of that cup. So this is capping the whole thing, as you can see here, keeping it all nice and tucked down. And so far so good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. So that's the upgrade to my DIY sump. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly have a lot of videos on this sump system, consisting mostly of just a 40-gallon breeder and some sponges and a little bit of media. Came in quite a bit less expensive than a traditional sump. Now, if you'd like to subscribe, be sure to hit me in the mug up there in the upper left. And for a whole playlist on sump filtration, just click on that playlist on the right there, and that'll give you a lot of videos to choose from my early days to my current sump adventure. Thank you, my friend. Bye-bye.